We are live, Ollie.
All right. So, Alison, is the slides are shared right now? Or okay, awesome.
Yes.
Perfect. Thank you joining us for the Canadian Underground Infrastructure Innovation Center Academy webinar. Today's session is going to be CUIIC Information Session, talking about advancing underground infrastructure innovation. My name is Ali Bayat. I'm a faculty member at the University of Alberta, and today with me are chairs of our committees and subcommittees, Pete Barlow from basically Executive Committee, Odo Edges from Industrial and Membership Committee, Caroline Amyot, the Research Committee, Dr. Jason Lueke, Education and Outreach Committee, George Buntus, Pipeline Rehabilitation Subcommittee, Dr. Tamer Al-Shimi from Geotech Subcommittee, and Steve Joyce from Safety Subcommittee. So the goal today is essentially to go through some of the CUIIC activities and review basically some of the work that's been done. So the chairs of committee as well are going to share some of the key developments happening in each of these committees. We'll talk about some of the education and research initiatives, as well as like industry engagement and networking activities that are happening within the CUIIC, and hopefully at the end there will be a time for questions if there are any. Before we dive into it, I just want to thank Ackerman. They are our 2025 webinar series sponsor, basically. So they're sponsoring this education session, and they are making this happen. So every month, I think on Thursday of the month, these webinars are happening on different topics, and Ackerman is the sponsor of 2025 series. So what is CUIIC? Some of you might be familiar, and some of you, it might be new for you. So it's an education and research center, Canadian Underground Infrastructure Innovation Center. It's located at the University of Alberta, but it focuses on important issues of underground infrastructure. So we try to cover, again, as I said, education and research about different aspects of underground infrastructure. It started in 2022. At the time, there was CAT at University of Waterloo, and SET was at University of Alberta. It was a merger. So, and it basically, the academies also was a partnership that was formed with Benjamin Media. And since then, we are starting year, like end of year 3. So we have reached close to 95 member organizations and multiple basically grants nationally awarded to CUIIC. So it's a growing community with a lot of activities. And I want to emphasize on that community aspects. Essentially, it is at the University of Alberta, but it's a group of people with common goals coming together and trying to address key issues of the industry. So with that, I'll just make my part a bit short. So we're going to move to each of the committees, and each of our speakers are going to discuss about the committee's activities. I'll be back at the end again to wrap things up, and we will all be here to address any questions if there's any. Pete.
Thanks, Ali. As Ali mentioned, I'm the chair of the executive committee, and you can see the all my colleagues that are listed on the screen there that generously contribute their time and expertise. It has been a pretty impressive and diverse group of leaders that have been brought together that are active in the trenchless and underground infrastructure space. And it includes the heads of all of the various committees that you're going to hear about in a moment. One of the important things about the executive committee is the broad representation across industry and groups that are in the space. There's utility companies, municipal government, universities, engineering companies, vendors, and contractors, and it provides a pretty broad and important perspective. We meet monthly as we've done over the last 2 years. And it's been proven to be a pretty effective collaboration to provide leadership and oversight with this broad perspective. And the main role in governance that the executive committee has is to provide oversight of the activities of CUIIC to make sure that it's in line with the organization's mission and purpose. So with that, I will pass it on.
Thank you, Pete. Next on the list is Education and Outreach Committee.
Hey, good morning, everyone. I'm Jason Lueke with Associated Engineering. I'm the chair of the Education Outreach Committee. And our main goal here within CUIIC is to organize professional development programs and outreach activities. What do those mean? Well, I'll get into those here in a bit. Our committee members include Peter there. He's our vice chair, Caroline, Blaine, Chow, Inshuk, Kyle, Tamer, Mark, David, Carrie, and Brock. And again, a wide range of representation from across the industry and across Canada. Some of the things we do here in terms of the outreach is handled by some of the educational subcommittees. And those are, we'll get into discussions here. The chairs of those subcommittees are me presenting after myself. We have the Pipeline Rehabilitation Committee, the Geotechnical Committee, and the Safety Committee. And the goal of these subcommittees are to, I guess, more or less do like a grassroots kind of development of topics which are going to be and areas which are going to be relevant to everyone in the underground infrastructure industry. So we try to find things here that are unique and a little bit different, and that's where we come up with the those three topics. Moving forward, we're going to definitely develop a few other subcommittees, and what comes out of these subcommittees are the workshops and academies that we have, and we'll explain those as we move forward in the presentation. But moving forward here in the future, we have some ideas for some additional subcommittees, and anyone listening here, any member of CUIIC can make suggestions as well in terms of some of the topics or areas that be of relevance to the community. So we definitely look for those suggestions. One of the things I'm most proud of, I think, with what we've done with the Education Outreach Committee is the webinars. And we've been doing these webinars since the beginning of CUIIC. So the initial first year, I think we were doing two a month, really just going to gain some momentum and to get the word out in terms of what we do at CUIIC. And now we moved into once a month. So I think it's the third Thursday of every month that we have these scheduled. And we work with stakeholders and we have sponsors to keep these as free educational webinars that are not only just for CUIIC members, but open to the public. Again, we're trying to do about 12 a year. So far, we have the CUIIC YouTube channel. So if you go take a look at that, you can go there and see the webinars we've had over the last 30 are up there currently. And again, a variety of topics and subjects, all related to underground infrastructure. The webinars are structured to be about 20 to 30 minutes. Sometimes they go a little bit longer, but they're supposed to be easy to digest and quick with a little bit of question and answers afterwards. If there's any suggestions from the membership, the Education Outreach Committee would appreciate to hear from you. We're always looking for topics. I think we got the remainder of this year lined up, but we'll start looking now for 2026. And then just to do a little bit of advertising here, our next webinar is on May 15th, and it's going to be about the Bear Spa South Feeder Main repairs, emergency response, all related to what happened down in Calgary back in last summer, I think, August of 2024. And the speaker there would be Craig Pass from Associated Engineering. So yeah, no, that's good. Again, if there's anyone listening or any members here, if there's any interest or ideas in terms of topics, definitely reach out to the Outreach Committee, and we're definitely willing to entertain those. And now moving on, I think we'll hand this over now to George Bontas, who's the chair of the Pipeline Rehabilitation Subcommittee.
Thanks, Jason. I'm George Bontas. I'm the chair of the Pipeline Rehabilitation Subcommittee. I've been involved in the subcommittee for the 3 years where we've run the annual Pipeline Rehabilitation Academies. These are 2-day events. We initially went to Mississauga in 2023. We had about 80 attendees. We had 98 in Vancouver in 2024, and this year we were back in Mississauga with 103 attendees. It's a forum where we discuss primarily trenchless rehabilitation. We're not looking at new infrastructure or new means of putting utilities in. It's all about what we've got and using that hole in the ground that we've invested a lot of money in already. In the past, we've focused on some fairly technical issues, ranging from water main rehabilitation, condition assessment, failure modes, that kind of thing. Same with the wastewater and storm sewer. Last year in Mississauga, we tried something a little bit different. We had a municipal panel discussion to start out with, and it was I guess call it a selfish move on our part, but we wanted to hear what the municipalities were interested in. What are the things that they found, what are they comfortable with in trenchless rehab? What are the things that keep them awake at night? How do they implement the programs? And we were looking for some information on how much of their annual budget goes towards rehabilitation and which methods. We had 5 municipalities represented, including a couple of the regions around Mississauga. It was a very good start to it. We had a lot of really good informal discussion, interactive, while we were going through the presentations. For 2026, we're planning to hold the Academy in Edmonton. We're working on our program now. Our committee has it has over 15 members, and we had a meeting yesterday. It was probably the best involvement we've had. People are starting to get really excited and contribute to the program development. Our problem right now is going to be to rein it in and keep it focused and try to get things done in our 2-day window. We are looking at combining with some other organizations that are also involved in trenchless rehab, and we're looking at those cooperative efforts to widen our offerings. We are looking to try and get more interaction and involvement. That's a big thing for us. It was very refreshing to see the interaction that we did have in the Mississauga event. That's pretty much it. We are working on planning 1 event per year right now. It's a 2-day session, and again, our next one will be in Edmonton. And we're looking to build on the successes and the things that we've learned in the previous 3 academies. That's where we're at. Next one up is the Geotechnical Subcommittee. So thank you for listening, and I'll throw out the offer as well as what Jason did. If anybody's interested in getting involved, we certainly welcome any new participants or new ideas. Thank you.
Thanks, George. Good morning, everyone. My name is Tamer Shimi. I'm with Thurber Engineering in Edmonton, and I currently serve as the chair of the CUIIC Geotechnical Subcommittee. The Geotechnical Subcommittee was established in December 2023, so about 16 months now, with the main goal is to drive research and education in geotechnical engineering for underground infrastructure in Canada. So we started with about 6 members mainly from Alberta and BC, and have since expanded to about 15 members I would say at least 10 of them are active and committed members. And we usually meet on a monthly basis. Sometimes we meet on a bi-weekly basis whenever needed. So our group right now includes a diverse mix of industry professionals like geotechnical engineers, infrastructure specialists, utility owners, students, and contractors. And as Jason mentioned earlier, the two main responsibilities for the geotechnical committee or the subcommittee is organizing academies and workshops that deliver focused educational content for both CUIIC members and the broader community, and also hosting webinars on timely and relevant topics that address the needs of the geotechnical and infrastructure sectors. So over the past 16 months, we have successfully organized a few webinars tailored to the interest of the CUIIC members and the broader community. We've also hosted 2 in-person workshops. So that's a one-day event. We hosted one in Edmonton in 2024 and the second one in Vancouver in March 2025. These events addressed critical topics such as new installations, investigation techniques, challenging soil conditions, geohazards and seismic consideration, ground improvement, and geotechnical instrumentation, among other topics. Combined with these 2 workshops, we welcomed about 150 attendees, which really highlights the demand for high-quality geotechnical education. Looking ahead, we're planning for a one-day workshop or a 2-day academy in Toronto in 2026, which I understand may be integrated into a larger CUIIC event as well. This event will likely feature a panel discussion with leading experts, exploring some of the pressing challenges facing the geotechnical industry these days. In addition, we plan to organize 3 webinars this year with the Educational and Outreach Committee. Each webinar will focus on carefully selected topic of interest to practitioners across Canada. So as we plan for the main event for us in Toronto next year, we're actually seeking new members from Ontario to join the committee. The majority of the committee members right now are from Alberta and BC, so we're looking for more members from Ontario. So if you are a CUIIC member and interested in getting involved, please don't hesitate to reach out to me or visit cuiic.ca for more information. If you'd like to participate as a friend of the committee, you're also welcome to attend the meetings, share your insights, and contribute to the discussion. However, only committee members will be able to vote. So thank you so much, and I will pass it now to Steve.
Thank you. Yes, Steve Joyce with the Safety Committee, CUIIC Safety Committee. We have 10 members in our committee. We meet once a month with a wide range of industry partners. We're pretty proud of the work that we've done so far since I've been with this group. It's been an excellent participation and definitely committed to safety for our industry. Also, we organize educational events and activities to promote the safety in underground infrastructure, construction, and rehabilitation. There's lots of availabilities, like Jason had brought up, for the education and the ability for CUIIC members to participate in those things. One example is the horizontal directional drilling that's coming up. It'll be an excellent course. Horizontal directional drilling is mainly in the oil and gas industry. However, it's very prominent now in our utilities construction and the underground infrastructures construction as well. So it's really good to be able to learn and see what the new technologies are and how they're used and how they can be used in our different industries and projects that we have in the area. Trench Safety Awareness Campaign, that's coming up for June, and there'll be some excellent topics on how we can approach trench safety and ensure that we're using proper equipment, proper practices and the regulations that are involved with that. Really good campaign to be aware of and participate in. Make sure that we're communicating that out to our groups so that we can get that work done safely. As well, we're planning for the 2025 Safety Academy in Edmonton, September 16th and 17th. The underground infrastructure industry is navigating a critical juncture at this time. There's a blend of aging underground assets that are coming up to their lifespan, and we've all heard of some of the service upsets that have happened in and around our areas. Being able to react to those safely. Our group has planned an excellent event. Kind of a summary for that is getting into trench safety, looking at confined spaces and fall protection within those confined spaces. The underground services upset, there'll be some case studies. We're looking at lessons learned and things we really want to be sure that people are able to take some lessons learned back to their organizations and their peer groups so that we can get these things, learn from these upsets that have happened. As well, mental health in the workplace and best practices, unhoused persons, safety, strategy, and site management, dealing with those things compassionately, respectfully, being able to have people and resources at outreach groups that help us navigate through those circumstances. We have legal cases with one of the lawyers that's coming out as a presenter to take a look at case studies and large fines that have been issued to companies most recently. Utility engineering, safe construction, take a look at some of those things, alternate locate programs, and damage information reporting tool, some really interesting new tools that we have in the locate program. It kind of sums up. We just want to be sure, also mention that we're actively looking for people interested in the safety committee. Like I said, it's a really good group, diverse group from some really good industry partners that have great ideas, and most of our meetings are very inspiring and we have good conversations, and it leads to being able to navigate through our jobs safely. So I think I'll pass it on to the Industrial and Membership Committee from there. Thank you.
Hi, everybody. My name is Otto Hedges. I work with Sustainable Design Management Group and NAC Management, also out of Edmonton. I'm also the Vice Chair of our Industrial and Membership Committee. Just want to tell you a little bit about our committee today. The purpose of our committee is to promote the organization within industry. We also try to ensure that we have a strong, diverse membership base, and we foster collaboration and interaction between our members. Some of our committee is made up of 9. We're mandated for 9. Currently, we have 8, so we do have room for another committee member, and we're actively looking. And encourage you, if you're interested, to please send us an email through that. There's an email on the website that you can shoot us a note if you're interested to know more or to nominate yourself for a membership on our committee. Some of the responsibilities that we have include overseeing membership matters. That includes recruitment, retention, engagement strategies. We also try to establish some of the long-term objectives and goals related to industry matters and membership development. And we also look at opportunities to try to engage our members, as well as organizations, corporations, and other professionals, which help us to expand our membership base. Some of the initiatives that we're currently working on include surveys, awards, and industry functions. One of the first surveys, hopefully you'll see come out here in the next few weeks to a month from now. We've been working on that over the past several months, and I think we're close to getting that unleashed. Awards, we're working on those as well. That will probably roll out this summer. They're going to be both academic and industry-based awards for corporations and for individuals that have contributed significantly to the underground infrastructure. Industry functions where we actively try to find things that are fun and creative and interesting that keep our members interactive and working together. What we've been doing in the Edmonton region, and we're encouraging other areas to do it as well. We have a fall and a spring mixer where CUIIC members and non-members as well, they're welcome to attend and encouraged to attend. Get together. The setup that we've used for it is it's actually sponsored by different corporations that are CUIIC members. That allows them to get some advertising along with CUIIC. And we do raise some money. We charge for the attending these mixers, and that money goes back towards CUIIC for research. The picture you see here was from last fall. We raised about $1,100. And the one we did this spring was just last night. We had about 70 or 80 attendees. I'm not sure how much we were able to raise, but we'll get a tally on that here pretty soon. I really like those mixers. The way they set up for us is they kind of sandwich our construction season. So it's turning into a bit of a wind down at the end of the year for our industry, and as well as a kickoff for our industry to get things rolling in the spring. If you're interested in becoming a committee member, some of the things you should know is we meet monthly. They're online meetings. They're fairly informal. We try to keep it light and have some fun to keep people interested in being members of both our committee and CUIIC. We have room for one more member, as I've said, and we also have room for 5 friends of the committee. So if you're not sure if you want to be a member, but you'd like to sit in on our meetings, please, I'd encourage you to be a friend of the committee. You can kind of see how things work within our committee. And if you're interested and we have room, of course, we could get you onto the committee membership as well. And that is it for me. And I'll turn you over to Caroline for the research committee. Thank you.
Odo, it's going to be like, thank you, Odo. So it's going to be a first part of the research before Caroline could add basically the committee side. The research model in CUIIC is actually very unique. So we, as I said, we have the community and we try to basically bring the community around the problems that we find it important to solve. To date, I think we have been approved for about $7.3 million in research, either grants that we have received or we are in the process of receiving them. The first one was GHG emission. It was around sustainability. And the second one is around wetland retention. We expect basically these 2 programs would have upward of 25 master, PhD, postdoc graduate students basically involved, undergrads even, involved in a variety of research activities. We are working with multiple universities, so it's not just University of Alberta. Concordia is there, Waterloo is there, Toronto is there. So we interact with other educational institutions. They bring students as well. So we try to make it a collective effort with industry as well as universities coming together to solve the problem. So that's a little bit about ongoing research, and I'll pass it to Caroline to discuss briefly about the committee around the research.
Thanks, Ali. Yeah, so the research committee is still a bit in its infancy compared to some of the other committees who have presented today. I am a co-chair right now with Dr. Mark Knight, and we've been tasked with drafting the committee guidelines. So we've completed that draft, and it's similar to how the other committees are structured. And similarly, we hope to have friends of the committee for people who want to join. So one thing with the committee, it's as much as this is a research committee, as Ali said, we are looking for members from municipalities, from the construction industry, from the supplier industry, because that really is what we're looking for. We're looking to hear what those problems are, and I'll get into the objectives and goals that we've set for the committee. And this is where you'll see there that our sort of first goal is identifying the potential research topics. And based on industry needs and what the challenges and where the critical gaps in knowledge are to understand or to underground infrastructure. So that's kind of where the committee will really be that bridge to the industry and research. So that's really what makes CUIIC unique. And like Ali said too, it's not just the University of Alberta, it's other universities and other research centers. So that's really where the research committee to bring all these groups together. And the beginning of the name, it's a C for Canada. So again, we want to make that across Canada. Another objective is the collaboration with the other CUIIC committees, so we can identify some of those synergies in facilitating that knowledge sharing and identifying opportunities for joint initiatives where they are. And we see a lot of that with all the committees, the membership, the education committee, yeah, so again, to work with those other committees. And then as the committee gets going, we're really hoping that the committee will be setting those short and long-term objectives related to advancing the research awareness and collaboration amongst CUIIC members and the broader research community. So once we get going, we're really hoping to kind of set further objectives to really broaden that research. We're also hoping that there's sort of more research-focused events. Could be annual forums, webinars where we'd work with the education committee, colloquiums, conferences. So that there's a lot of other opportunities there. So the next steps, like I said, we're just in the infancy, will be for the draft committee guidelines to get approved by the executive, and then to hopefully get some members on the committee. So look for something from CUIIC, from Alicia sent out. So if you're interested at all, and like I said, you don't need to be a PhD or an academic to be on this committee. It's really that industry. We hope to fill the committee with a wide range from across Canada and across different industry members in the underground infrastructure. So with that, I think I'll hand it back to Ali, and he can speak to some of the ongoing research that CUIIC is doing right now.
Yes, so I think, thank you, Caroline. I mentioned like the GHG one, and essentially the wetland one is underway. There are basically students that are hired, and there are going to be more students that are going to join program at UFA and other institutions. But again, if you are a student on the call and you are interested, reach out. I mean, there are opportunities within CUIIC available. Next few slides, I think we covered a lot of this about the webinars and entire CUIIC Academy opportunities. I think like CUIIC webinars around, Jason touched on that, but like 4,000 plus attendees have benefited from these webinars over the past year, as well as in-person events, demand for them, and diversity of the courses. Like the more and more courses and topics are being discussed, and it's going to be offered. Upcoming event, HTD Advanced School in Calgary, with a good lineup of speakers. It was mentioned, so that's coming in May 21st and May 22nd in TELUS Convention Center, as well as Safety Academy is going to be September 16 and 17 in JW Marriott in Edmonton. The last part for CUIIC membership, again, for those of you who are not CUIIC members, we hope we get the chance to work with more and more organizations. So I think it's a great venue. As I said, it's a community. It allows us to network. It allows us to detect the problem. I think to solve the problem and like create this type of research opportunities. Professional development is an important aspect, and we have a diverse group. Like one thing is about CUIIC, like you see people from different sectors, from water, wastewater, telecom, energy coming together. And believe it or not, there's a lot of synergies and similarities and things that could be learned across sectors. So it just creates that kind of opportunity, again, as I said, for networking, for for research activities that is there. And it's all, again, the funding model even that's been built is we try to leverage those membership monies that member contribute and leverage it with grant agencies opportunities to facilitate the research, as well as the professional development that I already touched on that. Membership has two major categories, industry organization and utilities and municipalities. If you are interested, again, go to CUIIC website and CUIIC staff would be happy to help. Before I end, I just want to thank, again, all our CUIIC members. Again, we are getting close to 95 organizations, mostly from Canada, but some from the US that are contributing. Again, the time they are spending, all the committees, the discussions that are happening, it's been a great experience to have all these basically organizations coming together. The focus is education and research, and that makes it interesting for education institutions like U of A and other universities as well to get the chance to interact better with the industry. I want to thank all our chairs for the time they spent to talk today. And with that, I'm just going to move to question section. We have a few minutes, see if there is any question to answer. I see one already there. Probably Jason, you could be the one that could answer that. Are there any discussion or interest in incorporating professionals such as pipeline and utility locator, ground disturbance supervisors, or other damage prevention personnel into a committee or subcommittee?
Yeah, Ali, I think that'd be a great idea, actually. So I would definitely encourage you to reach out here to CUIIC with your contact information, and then let's touch base and see where it goes, for sure.
Thank you, Jason. Any other question or comment? Okay, I don't see any additional question on the chat, and we are about at the time. So with that, I'll just thank you again.
Question. Sorry.
One more question. Okay. Could you read it, please? Because I can't see it here.
No worries. It says, hi, I'm interested in HDD, collision avoidance, web bore, intercept, survey, uncertainty, and QA/QC, MWD, LWD technologies. Which subcommittee would be most appropriate?
I would say those specific about HDD. I think both are education subcommittee and research side, but you can reach out to us. I think there are some ongoing work on HDD side that is happening. And again, the HDD doesn't have yet a subcommittee, but we envision that, for the next year academy, there's going to be a subcommittee around HDD be forming to handle the HDD academy. But there is a great community of HDD practitioners involved in CUIIC and CUIIC activities. Reach out to us. We will try to connect you to the right, basically, individuals within CUIIC.
I have another one. What opportunities are available for students?
That's a good question. A lot, I think. In each of these academies, what we have tried to do is we facilitate attendance of students. So there has been a lot of scholarship awarded by CUIIC for both students as well as municipal members. And many students are benefiting basically from these academies. So if you are a student, again, reach out. There's young members involved in CUIIC. Attendance into these basically venues are there. As I mentioned, research opportunities are there. If you are a researcher or you want to get involved into research, there are a lot of activities happening. So both on education and research side, I believe there are opportunities. If you are working in underground or if you are interested in underground topic, those could be utilized.
All right, I think that's it for questions.
Awesome. Well, thank you, everyone. And with that, I think we will wrap this up. Thank you.